Good evening, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Oh, what? Why? Why would that happen just now? Okay, so I'm just trying to get the program for Tangle Tower loading because apparently something happened to the files. So let's just get that all sorted out. Wait, did they have a sequel? Oh, they're making a sequel. Cool. Okay. So I just discovered this yesterday. All right. Anyways, I'm going to play Tangle Tower. I'm chill. I want to relax. I don't want to play anything too crazy. So we'll just run this when we go. Let's see. Game specific game. Launching. Oh, that's a sound. Hello. What's going on here? Full screen or... That's good. Now I just need to get that game up on here somewhere. Why is it not seeing the game? Give me a second here. There we go. There we are. That works. Tangle Tower. The beginning. Tangle Tower. Mid-afternoon. Lake's Edge. Hang on a second. I'm literally... Mike. Okay, that's fine.
That's a big lake.
It's kind of purple. Looks poisonous.
I think it's just water.
Yeah, water with poison in it.
That's a big lake.
It's kind
I
of...
think
Yeah,
it's...
water with poison in it. It's a bird bath. Is that just rainwater? Looks a little weird.
The birds seem to like it.
They're even singing a little tune. Toot, 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 toot.
Please don't do that.
You ready, Sally?
Rumor, I've been standing here for 7.5 minutes.
Just checking.
Do you have the map?
Yeah, but it's basically blank. Did you read the case file? What do you think?
I'm not sure yet. It's really not a lot to go on. Did you read it?
Yeah, I'll read it on the way to the crime scene.
Case file. Freya Fellow. Died while painting a portrait of Flora Fellow. Flora's tower. Flora was poisoned as she was posing for a book. Oh, wait. Painting a portrait of Flora. The murder victim was Freya. Okay. As she was... Okay. Freya was found lying on her back with a single stab wound in her chest. No weapon was found at the scene, but the subject of Freya's unfinished painting is holding a knife. The red color on the tip of the knife is not paint. It was discovered to be blood. What? Tangle Tower. A small painting on a scrap of paper. A few notes have been written on the back. Nowadays it goes by Tangle Tower, but it's actually a pair of towers connected by a mansion at the base. It's surrounded by a circular lake. The water is an unusual mix of colors. The lake is enclosed by sheer, pale cliffs, so too steep and too smooth to climb. Tangle Tower is currently home to both the Fellow and Pointer family. I see. People, places, case file. I'm going to change the settings. Hang on a second. It's a little one. That should be okay. Bring the music down just a touch. Okay.
It's the little boat we used to cross the lake. It's the only way on or off the island.
What a comforting thought.
What are
They
they?
look like chimes.
Wind chimes. Silent wooden wind chimes.
Okay, so, move. Whoa. Okay, so here's our map. Gardens.
It's a statue of some hideous, scaly, bipedal fish monster
Playing a harp.
playing a harp.
That face.
Hang on a second.
Oh,
This isn't just a regular statue, is it?
Something tells me we're not gonna solve this just yet.
okay.
Let's come back later. It must do something.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you?
Note, harp statue. Old weather statue of an amphibious creature holding a large harp. Symbols are engraved in each of the 4 column segments. Okay, cool.
Spooky. What do you think it's for?
I think it's to scare away detectives.
Is it working?
No.
I see something dripping here. What is
It's
that?
full of the same weird water that was in the lake.
Any fish in there?
Not a single one. Although there is something in there.
Yeah.
It's a cassette tape. Or it used to be.
Ew. The cassette tape has been damaged by water. The ink on the label is blurred and illegible. Okay.
What animal is that?
Hawk. Bear. Lizard.
Right, of course. A hawk bear lizard.
Now
It's a
there's an
stone
egg.
carving. Wonder how it got cracked.
I think it's supposed to look like that. It's an egg.
Heh.
It's a bandstand.
Bit small for a bandstand.
It's a one-man bandstand.
One-man bandstand.
It's quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Too quiet.
You're supposed to say, too quiet?
It's not. It's an appropriate amount of quiet.
I like these two. Alright. Into the garden. From the gardens to the main entrance. Tangle tour.
Oh.
Tangle tour.
What?
Oh. There's an O on the floor.
Oh yeah. Tangle tour.
Twir.
Where?
Oh.
What?
Oh.
Oh yeah. Tangle.
Twir.
Where?
That leads back to the gardens.
Okay, we got...
Is that an envelope?
It's been opened, but the letter's still in there. Let's read it.
Isn't that an invasion of someone's privacy?
No, definitely.
Open letter. The envelope has been ripped open. There's a single piece of paper inside. The combination is drawn on the other sheet. Once you have memorized it, destroy it. I do not agree with your reasons. You will not find it down there.
Should we ring the doorbell?
Why would we not? It's a little melody. Do you think he'll start to move if we try to go inside?
No. I think he'll just silently judge us.
Oh, I love
Little
this
bird
color.
feeders.
How do you know they're for birds?
Tangle tour.
Don't think it's locked.
Oh, that means we can just walk straight in, right?
I'm pretty sure that's the rule, yeah.
Oh,
Don't think
right.
it's locked.
Yeah,
I'm
that-
pretty sure that's the rule, yeah.
Main entrance. Or it's
Let's
this
head to the crime scene first. It's at the top of the West Tower, I think.
way. Gotcha. Grand Hall. Huh. So there was the fellows and the... Or I've forgotten the two different people in the case file. Oh, connections? Murder victim. Ah, I see. How was Freya killed? Okay, and then we have this. The Tangle Tower is owned to the Fellow and the Pointer family. Okay. That would be Fellow and Pointer.
It's not locked. It's a big glass tube filled with water.
There are weeds in there. And sand.
It's an aquarium?
Could be. Except there's nothing living in it anymore.
Okay.
Stairs.
Hey,
A
kitty.
door.
Give me a kitty.
Oh, what's behind it?
Meow. I got a kitty with me. Just hears me talking and now I got a kitty. Kitty. What you want? Attention.
A room. Stairs.
Alright, so I guess from here...
This one has a big P.
That's probably important.
How very perceptive of you.
A big letter F.
A big F.
Of course. Who doesn't hang a giant banner of their initial in the lobby of their mansion?
And what looks like
What
a
is that?
family tree?
I think it's a family tree.
Whoa, okay. Lord Navy Fellow, Flint Fellow, and Felix Fellow. Selena Stonetop Felicia Fellow. Oh, I see other families in here. Interesting. The Remington, and then there's Fiona Fellow here.
Fiona Fellow. Dead center. She must be important.
She's half fellow and half Remington.
Do you think she still lives here?
Emily Everstone.
I like this.
Do you think she still lives here? Fitz Fellow, half Everstone.
Do you think he still lives here?
We will have to find out who lives here.
Lord Fellow.
Looks like he was married twice.
Scandal.
Scandal. Okay. Let's continue our path, huh? West. So we want to go... Oh! Okay, so we can't go to these...
Let's head to the crime scene first. It's at the top of the West Tower, I think.
I see. This way. Flora's Tower.
Let's take a look at that painting first. There it is. The unfinished portrait of Flora Fellow.
So, what? Freya was killed halfway through painting it?
Looks that way.
Let's see here. Freya was unable to finish the painting, as she died sometime during the process. Flora appears to be wielding a knife. A red substance on the tip was discovered to be blood.
I wonder if all of Freya's paintings are this creepy. Maybe it's just because she never got to finish it.
There's something wrong with the crime scene. And something really weird about the murder weapon.
We didn't find a murder weapon.
Thinking. There's something very strange about how Freya was killed. Oh, that's interesting. Flora's portrait is holding a knife tipped with blood. Because Freya put it there.
Flora's portrait is holding a knife tipped with blood because Freya put it there. Almost. Maybe just change one thing.
I don't think we have the answer about this yet. Or maybe blood was hidden inside.
Blood was hidden inside Flora's portrait because Freya put it there. Nope.
Okay. Was the painting somehow involved in the attack on Freya? Ah, there we go. Flora's portrait is holding a knife tipped with blood.
Flora's portrait is holding a knife tipped with blood because Freya put it there. Almost. Maybe just change one thing.
Was the painting somehow involved in the attack on Freya?
Flora's portrait is holding a knife tipped with blood because it stabbed Freya.
There's a question for you.
What?
Weird, huh?
You think Freya was stabbed by a painting? Not by the woman from the painting, but by the painting itself.
Mm-hmm. Freya was standing right up by the canvas when she was killed. There's blood on the knife. It's the murder weapon.
Right, but it's not actually a knife. It can't stab.
See any other knives around here? Case closed.
The case is not closed. And even if you were right, where does that leave us? A painting can't be a murder suspect.
Okay. Tangle Tower. An unfinished painting. Okay.
The outline of Freya Fellow. Looks like she fell onto her back. There's a single patch of blood, right in the middle. No real signs of a struggle.
Hello, Panda Chill. How are you doing? Good to see you. Good little spook there. Everything going well?
That's weird.
What?
Her feet were right up by the canvas,
Oh yeah, she was close.
So?
so she was probably standing really close to the canvas when she fell.
Let's check the case file again.
Wait, the picture here looks like she's in the shadow of the painting. How are you enjoying? So, I've never played this game before, but I remember playing the demo maybe about a year ago, and I was just kind of, I picked it up and then never touched it. So, yes, I'm a big fan of like Ace Attorney and like investigative games like this. So, this has been really fun so far. Really enjoying it. And I'm loving the interaction between the two main characters. They're so witty and just snarky at each other. It's great. I'm really enjoying things. It does look like, unless it's just the picture from the sunlight or something. Wait, there's no blood here. Wait, what's going on here? Yeah, no blood here. Huh. Okay. Interesting.
Supposedly, Freya was working on the painting when she was killed. Looks like she was still holding her paintbrush and palette when she fell.
I wonder if she's left-handed or not.
Didn't even get a chance to clean her brush.
Right. The palette has a variety of paints loaded onto it. This game has a good amount, even amount of comedy and thinking and puzzles and seriousness. It's wonderful. This is like, when I first got the demo of this, I was like, oh, these interactions, they're beautiful. And I see that they're making a sequel now. So already I have something that I can look forward to after this one. The paintbrush is still covered with dried red paint. Okay, it's got red paint here. The largest is a blob of black in the middle. Okay. Yeah, I love what I'm seeing so far. I don't even know anything about the developers or anything, and I usually love to know a little bit more about, like, you know, who's the maker and all that kind of stuff, because it's just, I don't understand how anyone can think about a puzzle and create a puzzle, because I'm not that kind of a person, but I love detangling puzzles.
Is that a gramophone?
I think so, except it's got a tape deck instead of a turntable.
It's also got a big crack down the middle.
Ooh, yeah, okay. Plays cassette tapes instead of vinyl records. Just point towards the middle of the room. There's a noticeable crack running through it, all the way from the horn down through the tape deck. And a flower on the side. Okay.
What about the cassette tape?
Yeah.
It sure is. Pink.
Oh, and it's broken too. There's a handwritten message on the label to Freya. Okay.
Do you think it still works?
The gramophone? Yeah, we could give it a go.
I get this feeling it's not going to work very well. Okay, let's try it. Can still be used. See.
It's piano music.
It's a recording of piano music that plays for a short while before stopping. Okay, that was cute. Okay, so let's see here. This one is going to be interesting because it's out of a swamp. birds. Shuffling. Mumbling?
Weird.
It's someone humming a tune.
Oh, there we are. It's the recording of someone walking outdoors, a distorting, humming melody can be heard. So I'm seeing melody sounds right now, so far. Lots of things about music and melody. Oh, this is going to be very interesting. Okay.
Is that an egg? An egg with bird feet.
It's also covered in gemstones. What a completely ordinary object.
Yeah, it looks like a... Oh, is this a
I
puzzle?
think it's a container for something.
Those gems look like they come off.
Swap the positions, rotate the egg to see a clue on the back. Oh, okay, so... I saw that one there. Green to red. Wait, what? I've always found the humming the creepy... I mean, I have to wonder if there's something about it that makes that really creepy, but yeah, it's sort of like, the fact that someone threw that tape in the water, they wanted that to be hidden. Wait, these don't line up like I'm seeing here. Okay, so I think this and that, because that's the same type of pattern. And then this one was the same type of pattern too. It was like a this and a this, right? No, this one was... That was zigzag. Do we have another one like that? I think this puzzle is a little unusual. I wonder if it's more than I'm thinking. Rotate. Oh, it is rotated. It is rotated. Yes. Okay. I'm seeing it now. Yep, that's that one. And then that's a red with a hitch and a blue. Red and a blue. Okay. The zigzag is the two purples. Okay, okay. Yellow and a green. Have I got this right? Long one's purple with a blue at the end. And then these two swap. I think that's right. Let's see here. Let's try it from the start again. We've got... This one has a short edge with an edge, the red to green. So short edge to the green. This one has got a bit of a curve, but it's from the purple to the blue. Right, okay. This one here is two purples that make an S shape. So that's this one. This shape here is a green to yellow, and that should get the green because it's got the little wedge right there. Yeah. And then what's left? The purple. That should be right. Oh,
That's the one.
ha! I didn't see that in the corner.
Hey, not bad. Did it unlock? What's in there?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing?
Well, I'm not leaving without a clue. An empty egg is a clue, right?
I mean, technically, what's in here? What do we got? Once unlocked, the egg can be opened. It's currently empty. The lining of the egg is a soft, velvet-like material. The egg is supported by a stand made of brass. It rests on 3 strange feet with pointed claws. puzzle gets stranger and stranger as we go.
The outline of Freya Fellow. There's a single, no real...
That's weird.
What?
Her feet were right up by the canvas.
So?
So she was probably standing really close to the canvas when she fell.
Let's check the case file again.
It doesn't look like, it looks like that means that the canvas has been moved. And also, I should probably talk to the person in the room. You know, you'd think that basically that would be an important thing to do.
Flora Fellow?
Whoa.
Hey, sorry to barge in. I'm sure you're still in some distress.
We need to ask you a few questions, I'm afraid.
Did you witness the murder, Flora?
Flora was there.
Nothing. What do we do?
Not sure. She's entitled to her silence, I suppose.
For now. Is there anything you'd like to tell us, Flora?
I think Flora's not going to tell us anything.
I don't really know anything about you at all.
I think that's the way she likes it. We'll just have to ask other people about her.
Yeah, okay.
And
Freya was painting your portrait yesterday. Is that right?
yesterday. Oh, she makes a
Was
creaking
this
noise.
something you
She
had
does that.
planned with her ahead of time?
Was there something special about yesterday?
Did you talk to Freya at all while she was painting you?
She's not going to answer us, is she?
Nope. But at least we can say we tried.
Yeah. Statement? We're not gonna get a statement out of her. What are we talking
Flora,
about?
you were definitely in the room at the time of the murder. Surely you must have seen something? Can you tell me anything about what happened to Freya?
Oh my goodness.
She's acting pretty suspicious if you ask me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe she really doesn't know anything.
How is that possible?
Okay. Well, that's a sound. Okay. All right. So let's see here.
Freya's painting supplies.
Small glass pots of red, yellow, blue, black, and white paint. The glass pots are all cracked down one side. Did we have an earthquake or something here? This is interesting. Everything that's fragile seems to have been broken in some capacity.
Freya's painting supplies.
Okay.
A bunch of old books. Covered in dust now, but they look well read.
Okay, back to the painting.
There it is. The unfinished portrait of Flora Fellow.
So, what? Freya was killed how?
Looks that way.
If you examine it, there's the knife, there's the plant. Wait, oh, so it's unfinished. There's a plant here and there's a plant here. Now, I only see one plant.
A little pot plant, balanced on the window ledge.
It's the only plant in the entire room.
Okay, good to know. I bet we're gonna see it when we see from... Oh, that eyes.
We're at the top of the tower, right?
I think so. Why?
Doesn't matter. It's nothing.
That's a thought. Interesting. Okay. So let's...
That's the only door in and out of the room.
It's also on the floor.
Sure is. Guessing it's not supposed to be down there.
All right, let's move on. Let's see. So, where they were... out here on the garden or somewhere, I'm assuming we'll see a broken pot plant. Or plant pot. But I don't see it here. Okay, that's okay. Another time. Let's continue to do our investigation outside. Stone Square.
There's a metal plaque on the bench.
Is there a message engraved on it?
I think there was at one point, but someone scratched it off.
Boy, this place is full of mysteries, isn't it?
Whoa, nice cape.
You're not fellows or pointers. I'm sure I shall immediately regret asking. But who are you, and what is your business here?
I'm Sally, and this is my sidekick Grimoire.
A private detective, Grimoire.
Really? You're a detective. this is a joke, it's not a good one.
Who are you, anyway?
Private Detective Hawkshaw.
Oh,
Oh, nice. Hawkshaw's a cooler name than Grimoire. Maybe I'll become her sidekick.
You're not on the Freya Fellow case, too, are you?
That is classified information between myself and my client. Clearly, this is something which eludes you. But a real detective refrains from handing out informations to persons unknown.
Oh, right.
Now, if you would, I have work to do.
yeah, what is Hawkshaw doing?
It's not in my interest to discuss personal details.
Even if you're one of the suspects in a murder?
Very well. Let us make a small exception. Ask.
Oh, what are you doing here?
I'm on a case at the behest of my client.
How long have you been at Tangle Tower?
133 hours. 5.5 days.
There we go.
Who are you working for?
I am not at liberty to answer that. Now, I shall permit you one more question.
What crime are you...
How'd you get that scar? It's cool.
You really think so?
Cute.
As it happens, I completed an examination of Flora's room on the morning before the murder. I've been investigating every single room at Tangle Tower.
Wait, the morning
Hers is one
before
of the
the
last
murder?
on my list.
Did you find anything unusual?
Nothing but a thin layer of dust and an atmosphere of somber melancholy.
Was Flora in there at the time?
She spent the duration of my search staring up at the sky, out the open window. Didn't say a word, although I'm told this is the expected behavior.
What did you do after that?
I spent the early evening searching the library. It took longer than it should have. Fiona leaves that room in a permanent state of disarray.
Fiona was in the library too?
I expected her to make an appearance, but she did not.
And you stayed in the library the rest of the day?
Not quite.
There's definitely something going on here. Unfortunately, I've already lost track of the path here.
314 cases solved.
300?
And 14.
Okay. So Freya, Flora, okay.
Towards the early evening, my examination of the library was unexpectedly disrupted. Sounds of running, wailing, shouting from several floors above. I vacated the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared. He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the fellow staircase. Our eyes met. He was breathless. Something had caused him great alarm. He
Professor
told me
Pointer.
to stay out of the way. I consented. I decided to return to my office in the stone square. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me. She was clutching the banister of the Pointer staircase with an apprehensive manner. She wished to know where Professor Pointer had gone. I told her what had transpired. Then, she too crossed the hall and disappeared up the fellow staircase. More so than at any moment prior, I felt like quite an intruder in the house. I took my leave, out towards the stone square. The grounds were silent. There were no signs of human life. Even the greenhouse was without its typical inhabitant. I noted that he, too, must be entangled in whatever was transpiring in Fellow Tower.
Did they
An
see it from
unremarkable
their
hour
side?
passed before the gardener finally made his appearance. He spoke to me of what had occurred. His report was as clumsy and cumbersome as the man giving it.
Did he seem upset?
He was rattled, that much was clear, but sorrowful, mournful, I cannot say.
Interesting. Okay. Well, let's continue on then. We'll go over to the greenhouse. Very pretty. Oh, you are... That is not ominous at all.
A little chart of, actually, I have no idea what it's about.
Ah. Looks like alchemy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
What do you make of it?
Not a whole lot.
For later.
This one's in a little pot.
Okay, that is definitely not edible.
It looks like a gemstone, don't you think?
Huh. Potted fruit with a hard gemstone-like skin. The soil in the pot is an unusual blue color. Okay, let's talk. Blah.
Sally, don't move. We're being watched.
Yeah, I see him. He's a little too big to hide in the bushes. Is anyone going to say anything? Or shall we just stand around staring at each other?
Right, sorry.
Sorry.
That's better. I'm Sally. And the guy hiding behind me is Detective Grimoire. Who are you?
Fitzfellow, the gardener.
It's fellow.
And why are you so tall?
I don't know.
Okay.
You work here as the gardener.
I don't get paid to do it. It's just my area of interest.
What's the deal with the plants? They're all kinda weird.
Right. Did you see the lake?
That giant green and purple lake surrounding the entire house? Yeah, I clocked it.
The color is just a byproduct.
Of what? Poison?
It's not poisonous, not to you.
What's this got to do with the plants?
The water controls all life, just like anywhere else on the planet. Clouds form, rain falls. The water grows the plants, animals eat the plants. Anything you've perceived as an irregularity is simply a result of this hydrological cycle.
Could you say that again? but,
Grimoire's great.
Condense it as if you were talking to a
5-year-old?
slightly stupid person?
Our lake water causes the unpredictable alteration of DNA.
What?
Sometimes.
Alteration?
Sometimes.
Like mutation.
That'd be the official term. For us, it's normal. Just nature.
And you're the local expert on all this stuff?
No. I'm just the gardener. I was in my greenhouse, watering and weeding.
Sounds exciting.
Was anyone else around?
Not at first. Penelope came in a little later. She likes looking at the flowers, I think.
Did you speak to each other?
A little, not too much. We both left the greenhouse in the early afternoon. I went up to my room. Then I came back outside to weed the main gardens. Didn't see anyone else. After that, I went up to the garden outside my room.
And?
Let me guess. Watering and weeding.
Right.
Did anything happen to you yesterday, Fitz?
I was up in the rooftop garden.
Rooftop
It was
garden.
quiet. And then it
On
wasn't.
the right side.
I can't describe it. Could have been a scream, but it didn't sound human. We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
We?
Poppy was with me. Did I not mention that? Flora's room was locked. That's normal. She usually locks it from the inside. I knocked on the door and shouted. Nobody responded. We became concerned.
Oh, did you
You
knock
kicked the
down
door
the door?
down?
I did. Poppy
Okay.
and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back.
Only one
Flora
pause
was there
again.
too, but I barely noticed her at first. Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too. Penelope arrived shortly after that, with Felix in tow. I thought that was odd. You don't normally see the two of them together. Felix took charge. There was nothing else I could do to help. I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything. I found her pacing back and forth around the stone square. When I approached her, she snapped at me.
Oh.
I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
Fitz's room is unlocked. It's up in the fellow tower.
This could be interesting.
Hanging baskets. They're so high up.
To you, maybe.
You're only 2 inches taller than me.
2 inches makes all the difference.
Yeah.
That's a handsome beetle. Looks like he might have magic powers. Hanging baskets.
To you, maybe.
You're only
2 inches makes all...
Tools. Used by a gardener. For gardening.
Yep.
Tools. Used by gardening.
Is that fruit? It's shaped like fruit.
Too shiny to be fruit. I think it's glowing a little too.
Safe to eat, do you think?
I'm gonna say no.
Interesting. So, Whatever's happening around here.
Bags of soil.
It's so blue.
I would love to have blue soil. That would be pretty cool. Alright, I don't think there's anything else in here that I can see of importance. So let's... Since this room is unlocked, let's see. Garden, wait, was right here, wasn't it? Maybe here? But obviously we don't have access to it yet. Let's start our way up the path. Oh, this was the main floor. The library, okay.
It's an illustrated book about birds.
It's been left open. Looks like somebody was halfway through reading it.
Or it was left open for us to find.
Ever so slightly unnerving.
Bird book. The ink dip is a remarkably intelligent bird with a very long lifespan, even among avian mystids. Other birds are often aggressive towards it, and the ink dip lives most of its life alone. It has particular feeding habits and usually only eats the seeds of the Tantum amica. Oh, that looks like the plant. Okay.
Is that a snow globe?
Of sorts.
Of sorts. Oh. It's the Tangle Tower.
Hey, look at that. It's a model of Tangle Tower. There's the lake and those weird mountains. What are you thinking?
That would make an amazing souvenir.
Okay. Find the snow globe was an actual achievement. That's
a book on the floor. Fundamental entomology.
I guess somebody dropped it.
fun. The
Books about ancient history, I think.
These books are ancient history. I think they'd crumble into dust if I tried to pick them up.
Good excuse.
Thanks. Books about geography.
Skip. Books about insects.
Well, theoretically. There's not a single book on that shelf.
Huh.
That's interesting. You're right, it's empty.
Books about space.
They're relatively untouched. What's in those bottles?
I'm not sure. Soil samples?
All right. Oh,
Books about nature? Books about birds.
The shelves are about half empty.
where are all the books?
Oh, so you're a the shelves are half empty kind of person.
You knew this already.
Hello.
Curious. I would expect bacteria of that nature to thrive in these conditions.
Excuse me.
Taking all the environmental factors into account, there must be something I am still missing.
May I talk to you, miss?
She knows we're here. She just doesn't care.
I am a detective, and I need to talk.
Correction. You do not need to talk to me,
Oh no? How come?
because I am not a suspect. I am completely innocent of any and all crimes.
Thanks for letting me know.
Speaking of which, you have now been at Tangle Tower for over 23 minutes. Surely you have already reached a sturdy hypothesis.
A hypothesis about the murder?
Yeah, come on, Grimoire, hurry up.
My apologies. Unfortunately, protocol dictates I must at least meet all the suspects. And that includes you. So,
Ergo.
could you tell me your name?
Fifi Fellow, microbiologist, inventor, innovator.
Very matter of fact.
You will need to be more specific. Oneself cannot be summarized in a single response without doing one a great disservice.
So true.
Well, first of all, you're a fellow. So does that make you the daughter of...
Correct. My father and mother are named Flora and Felix, but you need not question either of them. It will only waste valuable time. Neither of them are capable of murder.
Thanks for the tip.
Fifi, you said you were a micro... something or other?
Biologist.
Microbiologist. But it is an insignificant label. My studies cannot be categorized in any one recognized field.
What made you want to become a scientist in the first place?
I harbor an intrinsic fascination with the microscopic. I constructed my first one at age 10.
Constructed a
A
microscope?
microscope?
Correct.
And what's that thing on your head? Did you make that too?
My eyesight began to deteriorate when I turned 12. Not satisfied with the eyeglasses prescribed to me, I designed this custom lens instead. It automatically adjusts based on the surrounding light conditions.
Does it glow red when you get angry?
No, but that would be most amusing.
I am really impressed with the voice acting in this.
What can you tell me about the murder?
What can you tell me about... Wait, that's what I'm supposed to ask you.
Yes, however, you were too slow.
You fancy yourself a detective too, Fifi.
I just need to know what happened.
Me too. So talk.
Fine. I knew ahead of time that Freya was going to be busy with her painting all day, so I had planned to spend the afternoon with Poppy. I was in the library all
Poppy.
morning preparing the equipment for an experiment, only to find out that Poppy had made other plans and she was in fact planning to ignore me completely.
Oh.
So what did you do instead?
I locked myself in my room and cried.
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Why?
I don't know, it just sounds kind of sad.
It is not unusual.
Oh.
Oh.
Good.
Oh.
I was in my room. The lights were off and the door was locked. Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me. I opened the door. Poppy came into my room. Her makeup was leaking. She told me Freya was dead. I did not believe it.
Okay, so...
I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face.
Ah!
She insisted that we go up the Flores Tower. We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs. When I saw Freya lying on the floor, I was completely and utterly devastated. Then, I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting. Poppy and I took the sample back downstairs to the library. We performed a test and found out that it was, in fact, blood.
You performed that scientific test immediately, even though you were feeling so upset?
Of course. Why would one affect the other?
Oof. She's an interesting one, but she's, to the point. I'll tell you that, say that much.
Fifi's bedroom should be unlocked now.
Can't wait.
Okay. Alright, so we've got a lot of the fellow side unlocked here, as well as a couple of the pointer sides. So let's continue on. Freya's room. Okay. Might be able to get some hints out of this.
Not the kind of lamp I choose for my bedroom, but fair enough.
It's cool. Looks like old mining equipment or something.
It's a little glass box.
I think it's a vivarium.
Come again?
See the leaves and twigs in there? Might have been for keeping insects.
Keeping insects. Okay. Did Freya like bugs?
Brushes, pencils.
They're clean, but they look pretty well used.
Studious.
It's Freya's bed. A little bit messy.
It's a perfectly healthy amount of messy.
Okay.
Freya's plants. They must not need sunlight?
And then there's
That
this.
painting is really something.
Why would you want it looming over your bed like that?
Yeah.
Maybe Freya enjoyed the atmosphere it creates.
The atmosphere of chaos and oppression?
Hang on. There's a smaller version down by the floor.
It's a photograph.
Photograph of a small photograph of Freya's abstract painting. A piece of adhesive tape is stuck on it. Lines have been drawn with black ink around the edges. Ah, yes. Okay.
Painting supplies. Freya's bear.
Looks pretty depressed.
He's had a rough couple of days.
Do you think this was always supposed to be a bedroom?
I don't know. It is kind of a weird shape.
No windows either.
That's interesting.
Even though we're halfway up a tower, someone's been tracking in mud from outside.
Oh, that's interesting.
And there's no natural light in here at all.
I like it.
Okay, so I don't see anything else of importance just yet.
Do you think this was all?
I don't know.
No windows either.
Very interesting. Let's make our way back up, right? Fifi's room. Now, Fifi looks a bit
I don't know what that drink is, but I bet it's 99% sugar.
I'd read you the ingredients, but there's nothing written on the can.
That's even worse.
Huh.
What's that big book on the desk?
Looks like something Fifi's been writing.
Is it a clue?
I hope not. It's just a bunch of notes about her microbiology experiments.
This magnifying glass.
It's a magnifying glass. A big one.
How come you don't have one of those?
Why? Because I'm a detective? Should I start smoking a pipe too?
You couldn't pull off a pipe.
is this thing back
It
here?
looks like a microscope. A big one.
Can I touch it? I'm not sure this is a microscope.
Slide the lenses to the correct positions. We're making a key, aren't we? Okay, interesting. Oh, I think I know exactly what we're making. Okay. Something to this effect.
I guess that's wrong.
The
Ah.
4 lenses all have different magnification strengths, so they must each have a specific position along the rail.
Okay. Oh, so maybe... No, it's way too much. Okay, so maybe this one goes over here? Oh, you can see it. Plus and minus. I see. So actually, if I see... 1, 3, 2, 1, and regular, right? So... Smallest, I think, would be this one. This looks like the right... Oh, it reduces it just a bit. Okay, I'll leave that for now. And then this one's... Oh, that was the strongest, right? This seems too strong. Let's get this... No, it's too small, so... That seems about right.
That's the one.
There we go.
Hey, not bad. Sounds like it unlocked.
Yeah, it's built on top of a little metal box. There's a book in here.
A book. Oh, a diary. A well-used book resembling a diary. It's locked with a strange metal device. Okay. Which is a, what do they call it? Combination lock.
That's a whole lot of books. Crystal chandeliers. Extra fancy.
Extra fancy, but they're sleeping...
I don't know. They just seem old-fashioned to me.
They're sleeping on the ground.
Plus, they're kind of dusty.
Very interesting.
Fifi's got something pinned up here.
What is all this?
Relation to... Wait, there's Grimoire. Wait, why is Grimoire on this? Tap the teddy. Okay. Why are... Huh. There's definitely something in here that's...
Did you notice who isn't on here?
Sally.
Freya?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And Fifi herself.
Oh yeah, Sally was there. Tap the teddy. Okay.
A new suspect! Don't think you can get out being questioned just because you're a bear.
I'm innocent, I promise.
Save it for the judge. A new Don't think you can get out
Worth
being
it.
questioned just because you're a bear.
I'm innocent, I promise.
Save it for the judge.
Oh, that's great.
Boxes of stuff.
Okay, I don't know if there's...
A pretty ornate window with a great view of the lake.
We're supposed to be looking for clues, not assessing the real estate value.
And over here, you'll see the owners use sheets of paper to block out all that unnecessary natural light. A simple trick, but it really transforms the space.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I don't see anything else that stands out here. Let's move on. Let's see. That was wonderful. Thank you, Panda. Oh, it was just the other person I saw. Would you... They're making a
A
little,
little
Minecraft.
hand-painted statue.
How can you tell it's hand-painted?
Well, the paints are right there on the desk. Also, I mean, no offense, but you can just tell.
There. A wooden carving of a man holding a sword. The model has been hand-painted, but the paint is not skillfully applied. Yellow, blue, black, and white paint. Wait. Yellow, blue, black, and white paints, but there's no red paint here. But yet, character has red on it. Okay. Okay.
Nice. A real treasure chest.
How do you know there's treasure in there?
Why else would it be locked? Plus, there's a treasure map hanging directly above it.
Heh. Ah.
What's the deal with
Not
it?
sure.
Whoops.
We should check that treasure map too.
Use the treasure map to discover the combination. Okay. Ah. Oh, so we've got sea serpent on. Probably here. H-I-J. That'd be my best guess. Oh, wait, there's a number? It's a number. H3J, maybe? Oh, east. Which way? Oh, which way am I facing? Oh, I see. Where am I and what direction am I facing? I would be facing, if I saw this. Ah! Here. I'd be facing north, and it'd be I-4.
Nothing.
Did you check the treasure map for clues? And what about that painting on the chest itself?
I-4 north. I-4. That seems right. Let's see. Oh, yeah, north, that's right. Unless there's not a lot of sea serpents on here. No, it wouldn't be this way because that one isn't quite there. And it's also reversed. Yeah, it's just those four. That seems right. I-4. With the... Unless I'm looking literally at I-3.
Still locked.
I think there's a connection between the painting and the treasure map. Like they're different versions of the same thing, maybe?
They even voiced the puzzle hints. Wonderful. I-4 north facing. That doesn't seem... I feel like I've got that right, but why is it wrong? Okay, oh, wait. So, there's directions, right? So, the island could be... Because the little tiny tree is so far away, maybe I'm looking at this from the wrong direction. This one... No, this one has... No. Like, if there was an island here, I'd almost think I was closer, but... This is actually a puzzler. Because I'm just obviously thinking, if I look over here at this puzzle, it just looks like you're looking north, but you're not. You're probably not looking north. But you can see it, and it looks like this is a little bit further away. So, if I were to look at one of these sculptures, oh, here. This one here, facing west. Really far away, that's on the right, a little bit further away than this one. So it must be H6 west.
I did it. What do I win?
Not bad. What was in the box?
More wooden models.
Oh.
These are a little different to the one on the desk.
Oh, painted models. A model resembling a child with green hair. a model resembling a woman with gray hair, a model resembling a red and white bird, a model resembling a broad-shouldered man. Wooden models have been hand-painted. The paint is not skillfully applied. A pot of red paint and a brush is laying nearby. The brush is some dried red paint. Okay, so there's the red paint. So now I'm not so suspect on it. But obviously, this looks like Freya? Not Flora? Freya. But then that... How do we get back to where we were? Oops.
We already solved it.
Yeah. So that's definitely Flora. That's probably the father. Then we got chicken. Okay, okay. Oh, here. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Puffer fish?
Yes, it's also a lamp, for some reason.
Also another lamp.
It's a magic lamp. Can we summon the genie?
If we get really stuck, sure.
Is that a
That's
conch
a
shell?
massive conch shell.
It is.
Do you think there's a little crab living inside?
I hope so. A hammock. It's kind of worn out.
I would politely describe it as lived in. It's a barometer, but it's broken.
I've never seen a barometer that wasn't broken. The entire room is made of wood.
Oh, it's not just made of wood. I think it's the actual hull of a ship.
Definitely looks that way. Alright. Hi.
Sir? Can you hear me? I'm Private Detective Grimoire. I have some questions for you.
Grimoire. Good mysterious name. I'd rather like it. Felix Fellow at your beck and
Felix.
call.
Okay.
And, this is my colleague, Sally.
Yeah, that's a perfectly good name as well.
Thanks.
If you would, Mr. Fellow, we really need to ask you about the murder.
I must say I'm rather jealous of you two.
Why
Oh, yeah?
jealous?
Why's that?
Out here solving mysteries, exploring new places, uncovering secret rooms, hidden treasures. That's what life is all about.
Secret rooms?
Generally speaking, you know, that sort of thing.
Alright.
So, Felix, what
Felix.
exactly do you do?
Is it not obvious? I'm an explorer. Explorer / treasure hunter. Yes, well, best in the world.
We're talking like curse statues, spike pits.
It's a little more sophisticated than that. But I've certainly seen my share of danger.
What are you
if that's what
exploring,
you're asking.
Felix?
And, if I may ask, when did you retire?
You listen here. I may be between ventures right now, but it's simply not in my nature to stay in one place for too long.
Well-
I go wherever the winds of destiny take me.
Don't you live here with your wife and daughter?
Yes, well, the Fellow family has certain loyalties, and with Flora the way she is,
Nothing wrong with raising a family, Mr. Fellow.
don't misunderstand me. Fiona and Flora are my entire world.
You say
They
this.
are the greatest treasure of all.
Uh-huh.
Why do you speak as if... Ah! The names are getting to me again. Why do you speak as if Freya is... still alive?
Why on earth would you want to know about that?
The murder of Freya Fellow. The reason we're here?
Ah, right. Nasty business. Very unfortunate. I regret that I can't be of any help, but I wish you all the best in your investigation.
Hear that, Grimoire? We're done here. Let's go.
It's a simple question, Felix. I'm sure you're up to it.
Well, there's not much to tell.
What are you talking about?
Mostly, I was in my room by myself, working on Flora's, working on a project.
Your room is quite close to Flora's tower. You didn't hear anything unusual?
What qualifies as unusual?
What have you got?
What have you got? All right.
It was dusk. A feeling lingered in the air.
Oh.
Malevolent, perhaps.
Love the dust look.
Uncertain as life itself.
Abridged version, please.
Right, fine. I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room. The footsteps were calm, orderly, so I thought nothing of it. Shortly afterward, I heard a second set of footsteps
Wait, second?
going the same way. This time I could tell just from the sound that something was wrong. So I looked out into the hallway. I got a glimpse of Poppy disappearing down the staircase to the floor below.
Okay.
Didn't know what to make
Wait,
of
so
it, to be
someone
honest.
left
I
before
thought
Poppy?
perhaps she'd had a disagreement with Fitz, as I know those two are close. So I looked into his room, just in case, but it was empty, as was the garden beyond his window. Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her. We went into Flora's room. Poor Freya was laying on the floor. Fiona, Poppy, Fitz, and Pointer were there already. Flora, too, of course.
Meh.
Soon enough, everyone else made their excuses and left.
Including you?
Not I. I stayed. Flora needed me.
Okay. And back to sleeping. Okay. Fine. Fitz is... Wow. Fitz obviously does not stay in this room very much, do they?
Oh, wow.
What?
It's a big empty space. An empty glass and an empty plate.
Looking at it is making me want to cry.
Why?
I don't know.
Doesn't look soft. It's a little handmade card. Someone's drawn a heart on the front. Inside it says, "To Fitz, from PP."
I mean, that could be very many pointers.
That poor plant.
Looks pretty healthy to me.
Healthy, but sad. I think it would rather be outside.
There's someone outside the window.
Something outside the window. It's probably just a rock.
You sure?
Alright, well, this also caught my
Hello.
attention. Yeah.
Not hidden very well, is it?
Doesn't need to
Lockbox.
be. It's locked. It's a combination, sort of.
Combination lock. Rearrange the piece of paper to find the combination for the box's padlock. Okay. Well, I see something that looks like a... Wait a second. Are they doing what I think I'm seeing here? Are they... Combination for the... I see lines that line up, but I don't see any way that overlap. Wait. Okay, so this... Oh, wait. Maybe? In some capacity? Wait, these are some weird shapes. These don't match. Oh, this one does. No, that's not quite right. This one does. Ah, okay, so these four pieces, they all don't match each other. Okay, so it's not like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's, you know, a 4 symbol, second symbol. So I have to find the ways that these all combine together to figure out the solutions. I see. Okay, so maybe this and that and there, which looks like that one. Oh, yeah. These don't match like that, do they? Ah, this one's probably this and that. And then there's only one more left. Let's see. Would it be... bulbous? Maybe something like this? No? Maybe on this side? Or this piece? And this piece? Yes.
There we go.
All right.
Perfect.
What have we got?
Anything in there?
Yeah, it's wrapped in a cloth. Hold on. Huh. That's kind of ominous.
Okay, so we've got a metal gardening trowel with a decorative pattern. Okay. So, combined with this one, we've definitely...
It's locked, but it leads outside.
Locked.
I thought we were halfway up a tower.
We are.
What's that thing by the handle?
Is this a combination? Oh. Slide the lid open, then move the tiles into the correct slots. That doesn't seem right. If all these pieces are like that, my best guess is that we are looking at this kind of pattern.
Nothing. Still locked.
The tiles have all got that same sun symbol on them.
Those moon symbols in the slots, are they connected?
Maybe they're connected, but also not connected.
Nope. It's not budging.
Maybe the information we need isn't here.
So where is it?
Somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
Let's come back once we know what to do.
Sounds good. Okay, so let's go back here for a second.
What is that?
I think it's a family tree.
So, yeah, so many PPs. I don't like that. But Poppy Pointer and Fitzfellow seem to be together. Fiona Fellow. And then there was Lord and Lady Fellow. There's Freya. Okay, okay. Alright, well, let's take the other path then. Let's go across to the pointer side. Let's not shame the PPs. All PPs are perfect. True, true.
Oh, whatever it is, it's playing a little trumpet.
Well, it is the music room. He's got to practice.
What's with all the broken glass?
Another... Oh, it looks like... A shiny statue of a strange creature holding a large horn. There's a noticeable crack running along the length of the statue's horn. Inside the horn and on the ground below are various shards of cracked glass. There's a lot of broken items, as if we're dealing with, like, earthquakes.
Oh, whatever it is, it's
Well, it
what's
is
with all the broken glass?
Alright.
Sheet music. It's handwritten.
That's a lot of notes. Looks pretty difficult.
Probably while they're on the floor.
Oh, there's somebody here. I did not even notice. They're so bathed in the shadow.
Who plays the violin, I wonder?
It's pretty dusty, so I'm guessing nobody.
It's one of those big pianos with the open lids.
A grand piano.
Don't touch it.
Why not?
Might be haunted.
One old wooden bookcase.
I know your pronouns. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, I've been, all things considered, like, I mean, it's, sorry, not many people ask, to be honest, but I'm on here, I go by she, her. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. I should put that somewhere around here. In person, I'm still working through things, but I'm getting better at it here. Appreciate that so much, Panda. I lost my train of thought. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yep.
25 dry old books.
Mm-hmm.
4 lit candles.
Yeah.
Am I the only one seeing the problem?
125 4? What problem are we Oh, a candle with a bunch of dry books and a wooden bookcase. I think I know what he's a little concerned about. What?
Are you a ghost?
Sally! That's rude! Unless she is a ghost.
It may come as a disappointment, but I am alive.
Ah,
That makes you a suspect, I'm afraid.
I know.
what's your name?
My name is Poppy. I'm a pointer. And a pianist.
We'll need to ask you a few questions
Poppy,
about
the
Freya.
pianist
I
pointer.
know.
Hey, you're pretty good.
All in the wrist.
Heh,
And 13 years of dedicated practice.
Fair. Sally for real said, "Oh, I hope she was dead." Oh,
I'm just me. There's nothing to know.
How are you related to the other pointers?
My father is Percival Pointer. The professor spends most
Ah.
of his time hidden away in his tower. Barely speaks to anyone these days. Especially not the fellows.
Do you get on with the fellows?
2 of them. Fifi and Freya are my closest friends. We all turned 19 last year.
Do people ever leave Tangle Tower? I don't mean to be rude. It's just, if you're 19...
You don't have to answer that, Poppy.
It's a fair question. I'd like to move away. Definitely. Fifi, Freya, and I would often talk about it, argue about it. Freya wanted to leave, but Fifi... Things are more complicated for her.
What about now?
After what happened, I really don't want to stay here much longer.
understandable.
3.5 hours of piano practice. Soon as I wake up. Same as always.
3.5.
Wow.
Does that not hurt your hands?
Sure.
And you do this in the music room?
No, I prefer to practice in my room. When I make mistakes, I like to make them in private.
What did you do after that?
I was supposed to meet Fifi in the library, but I totally forgot. When I finally got down there, she'd already gone. I checked her bedroom, but it was locked.
Was Fifi not in there?
No idea. She keeps her door locked either way, so I went back upstairs and out into the moonlight garden.
What?
The little garden on the roof outside my room.
Was it just you up there?
No, Fitz came outside after a while. His room's on the other side. He's been teaching me about flowers.
So, did you
cute.
talk to him?
Ah,
really.
these two.
You ignored each other.
I didn't say that.
Okay, there's definitely something going on between these two.
Fitz and I were up in the moonlight garden most of the afternoon. Then we heard this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds. I've been trying to decide how to describe it,
Sound.
but I'm struggling. It was like something drilling into a piece of metal.
Animation.
But
Something
different.
drilling into metal.
Worse. I was pretty sure it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there to check. Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. I knew Freya and Flora were both supposed to be in there, so I made Fitz kick down the door. I went inside. Freya was lying on the floor.
Flora was in the room too?
Yeah. I think she realized what had happened at the same moment I did. I didn't know what to do, so I ran downstairs to get Fifi. Her door was still locked, but I knocked and shouted at her. Eventually, she let me in. The lights were off, but I could see she'd already been crying. I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry. First time I've ever seen her angry.
First time you ever
I
been
dragged
punched?
her out into the hall. My father was there too, for some reason. The 3 of us went back up to Flora's tower. Then Felix arrived. He had Penny with him. Fifi had this idea. She wanted to do some kind of scientific test. She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes. After she was done, she went back upstairs and I went back to my room.
That's it?
That's it.
I love the animation on this. Like when she's sitting like this, you can see her just like twisting her hand and rumbling around a little bit. There's so many neat things happening. Okay, so we don't know what's going on just yet.
All right. Poppy's bedroom is unlocked.
I wonder what's in there.
Alright, let's see here. What else have we got now? Well, let's go to Poppy's bedroom. We were already there, so let's just figure this out.
That is the bed of a vampire.
I thought vampires slept in coffins.
Such a, just a reactive response.
This is a vampire who needs firm support for their lower back.
That's wonderful.
Empty. Anything in the wardrobe?
Dresses mostly. I never realized there were so many shades of black.
Just a bunch of clothes on the floor. Nothing weird about that.
To you.
Oh, thank goodness, there are 7 lit candles. Wouldn't want it to be dark in here.
And that clock.
It's a metronome.
What's a metronome?
For keeping time.
Yeah, there's definitely some...
It's ticking. Is it a bomb?
It's supposed to be ticking. Not sure what those symbols are, though.
Use the buttons to rotate all 4 metronome dials up to the hoop at the top. Oh! I see what's going on here. Move the circle and the Y. I think that's it.
That's done it.
Neat. What happened?
Little hatch unlocked in the back.
Anything in there?
Mm-hmm. It's a photograph. Part of a photograph.
Part of a photograph. Who's that? The ripped photo shows a young girl with blonde hair and pink clothes. Is this Poppy? The girl in the photo is using a bright pink cassette player with matching headphones. Bright pink. Now I know that we saw Freya's cassette here. That was also pink. Does it make a noise when I click that? They do. They make little sounds when they move. Oh my god. Like we're just pulling the actual product out. Sounds like paper. Sounds like tape. That's cute. There's so much attention to detail here.
Various handmade posters.
What do you think those symbols mean?
Hopefully, nothing.
Another
There's
piano.
a name for this kind of
An
piano.
upright piano.
You know, these ones that stand upright. Sheet music, presumably for piano.
It's only a few notes. I'd barely even call that music.
Yeah, it's been framed though. Must be important for some reason.
Only a few notes, huh? The sheet music has been framed and decorated with delicate, old-fashioned illustrations. Da, 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 da. I don't know my music at all by reading notation, but da 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 da. No idea. No idea.
It's an octopus.
No, it's not. It has 6 legs, not 8.
So it's a squid.
Don't say it.
Sextopus.
All right.
A big glass door leads out into a garden. Somehow.
There's a little mechanism by the handle.
Let's see if we can figure out this puzzle. Or I'm saying, oh, I have an idea exactly what the puzzle's supposed to look like now. There's our answer. So these, and then that on the other side.
Something happened.
That must be it.
That's kind of
And
cute.
the door's still locked.
Oh,
I still feel like we made some sort of progress.
interesting. Oh, also,
A single red rose.
yeah.
How very traditional.
Yeah. Weird.
Okay, so let's just make a quick path over to here. Ah, the sound is so good on this. Okay.
It's
Here.
locked.
I thought we were halfway up a tower.
We are.
What's that thing by the handle?
All right. Try that.
It made a noise.
I guess that was right.
Thank you.
Finally, it's open.
Whatever's on the other side better be worth it.
Interesting that basically the two people who are seeming to fall in love have Locke's access to this. Let's see here. Wow, this is actually kind of nice.
It's another little statue, doing a really bad job of hiding in the bushes.
Why is it wearing headphones?
He's playing a lute this time.
He's also wearing headphones.
Well, they're not part of the statue, and they're not headphones. They're earmuffs.
Earmuffs. A pair of earmuffs have been placed on the head of the statue. Interesting. Okay. Find 3 statues of a certain amphibious creature. Nice.
It's a rose bush, growing on a little patch of bluish soil. Apart from a couple of loose petals on one side, the whole thing looks very well cared for.
The roses are bright red, too.
Now, aren't roses normally that color?
Exactly.
So it's been well kept. There's another egg.
More egg statues.
I don't get it. Why eggs?
Well, either they have some special significance, or the sculptor was just really lazy.
What do you mean?
An egg has got to be the easiest shape to make.
Fair. Yeah, fair.
More egg statues.
I don't get it.
Well, an egg has got to be the... More egg statues.
They're
Well,
all
an
over
egg
the
has got
place
to be the... Giant stone frog. Love it.
Ah, he's got his tongue out like he's catching snowflakes.
Except those aren't snowflakes. They're feathers.
Feathers. 4 feathers. The feathers are mostly found resting on the tongue of the large stone frog. And these look like they're very specific colors and patterns, too. Interesting. I don't see a match to anything just yet, but...
That's one big dragonfly.
Or one very small dragon. Oh, good. A bridge.
What's with you within bridges?
I'm glad to know there's a way to get across that tiny, tiny pond.
Not all bridges are about getting across stuff.
Now, interesting. I see this... What is up with
A
this?
little pond.
It looks really, really deep for some reason.
And how is it deep on the, 3rd floor?
See those metal bars around the edges, too?
Oh, yeah. What do you suppose they're for?
Nothing anymore. Looks like somebody broke them and then never bothered to fix it.
A guard of some sort, perhaps?
Be careful, we're pretty high up.
Yeah, we're on a roof.
That seems to be it here, at least.
It's a rose bush. Not
No,
a
exactly.
Okay, so we've got all that. All right, we got 2 more rooms here. Let's go to the side room, and then we'll go to the one on the top tower. I think that's where the professor is coming from. Aviary. Aw, birds. Birds.
bird diagrams. Hand-painted.
They're beautiful. Someone really knows their stuff. They're bird cages, but the birds are coming and going freely.
Is that a metaphor?
Oh, it totally is.
Yeah.
Bird diagrams.
They're beautiful.
Okay.
My little writing desk. It's kind of cute.
There's nothing written in the book, although someone's torn a page out of the middle.
Oh. Interesting.
Check out that butterfly.
Looks evil.
Looks evil.
Wow, judgmental.
It's a cat's eye butterfly.
A rather magnificent bush. Somewhat cruelly confined to a stone pot.
There's a letter P carved into the side.
It's very interesting that there's... Wait a second. So I'm looking at these birds that she's taking care of. Give me 1 second. Red, purple, yellow, magenta.
What's with those little windows down there?
I think they're there for draining rainwater.
Oh,
I don't like mirrors. They steal your soul.
how do you get your hair so symmetrical without using a mirror?
I do it by weight. I can feel if one side is heavier than the other.
Big brain moment. There's definitely something. Yeah, I was like looking at these colors of these feathers. And, well, they're similar, but they're not quite similar enough. So,
An especially fancy cage.
And it's home to 3 especially fancy birds.
3 brightly colored birds in a heavy ornate cage. Okay, I'll definitely be thinking about that. Alright, let's talk to.
Oh, just beautiful. What is it?
Huh?
Sort of a delicate jade, but with a little seafoam green, is that right?
Oh,
Sorry?
talking
Your
about
hair, dear!
Yeah.
Which shade do you use? It's lovely! And that shape, you're really pushing the envelope.
Oh,
Oh, she's all
Thanks.
about style.
I do what I can to offset Grimoire's beige on brown ensemble.
Detectives don't need to be brightly colored. We prefer to blend into the background.
Oh, you're the detective? Delightful. Penny Pointer, pleasure.
Is that short for Penelope?
Officially, yes, but I never can be bothered with all 4 syllables of it. Penelope sounds a little ostentatious coming out of the mouth, don't you think?
And yet you just said ostentatious.
Yeah.
20-something, Aquarius, love to travel, and nearly all of my friends
Are birds?
are birds.
Travel? Where to?
Anywhere at all, as long as it has species worth studying. Ornithology, they call it. I'd call it the only thing I've ever been good at.
And have you studied the birds here at Tangle Tower?
But of course! Where else do you think I developed my love of the field? No matter where I go, I always find myself coming home to Tangle Tower.
Because of the birds.
Oh, no, because of him! Silly to admit, but
Him?
I suppose I can't bear for us to be
Professor Pointer?
apart.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, don't you know? My fiancé, dear Fitz.
Oh, wait,
He's
what?
not really the traveling type, you see.
Fitz.
Fitz Fellow.
Oh.
The very one.
You're engaged to a member of the Fellow family?
Okay.
That's interesting.
I'm not especially interested in whatever tedious feuding goes on between our 2 families. Fitz and I find it much easier to stay out of it altogether.
Okay, so that's interesting. I thought it was someone else. So it's Penny and Fitz. That's... Okay, the gardener and the ornithologist. Interesting.
I awoke early and headed down into the greenhouse to see Fitz. He's always there, crack of dawn, every morning like clockwork.
How come?
It's where he's happiest. That and he has a great deal of work to do every day, watering, pruning, mulching, whatever that is.
Do you help him with the work in the greenhouse?
Oh, no. I wouldn't dream of it.
Love this character
Probably
design.
break something.
So, you stayed with Fitz the whole day?
No. In the early afternoon, he went back inside. Rather suddenly, as it happens.
Suddenly.
Did he say why?
He didn't. Probably just a touch of heat stroke, the poor dear. He's more delicate than you'd think.
What did you do after that?
Let's see. I returned to the aviary to feed my birds.
And how many birds are you responsible for?
Officially 4, but in truth it's more
4.
like 400.
Can they not feed themselves?
Of course, and they often do. But I think they just like the company. As do I.
Aww. Oh man, I relate. I relate so hard. My backyard has so many birds. Put bird seed out every day.
Sometime in the evening, I left the aviary and headed back towards my room. But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs.
Uncle Pointer.
He was muttering something. Seemed a bit upset, the poor dear. I followed him down, but the grand hall was empty by the time I got there. Empty aside from Detective Hawkshaw, who was loitering over by the library. I don't know what it was, but she looked a little lost. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the Fellow Tower. I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path. For some reason, he was coming out of Fitz's bedroom. He looked rather lost, too. I told him I was looking for Uncle. He suggested we look up in Flora's tower room. We could see from the hallway. The door was off its hinges. I knew then something was terribly wrong. A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya. Uncle Pointer was there. Fitz, too, standing over in the corner with Fifi and Poppy.
What about Flora?
Of course, silent as ever. Uncle suggested we should leave.
Interesting.
Give the others some space, you know. So he and I both returned to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Interesting. I noticed that Freya basically just nobody seems to be paying attention to her.
We can get into Penny's room now.
Now, like, right now?
And there we go. Okay, let's see here.
That's some flower.
There's something weird about it. It just feels out of place.
It must be one of, shoot, the gardener's. Brightly colored flower with an unusual shape. It looks very healthy and well looked after. The soil is fresh and moist, but an unusual blue color. Okay.
It's a birdhouse.
Are those real birds? They're wooden.
But they're looking.
They're using up all the perches. What if a real bird wanted to use it?
Swap the positions of the 7 birds. I get a feeling I understand what I'm going to be looking at. Oh, wait. Oh, yes. I know what I'm looking at here. We're looking at a family tree. So, that matches, but then over here, I don't know if that's right.
No, that was it.
Ah!
Nice work. Did the door open?
I love
What's in there?
patterns. Now I'll get her. A ripped piece of paper crumpled into a ball. Red flower petals were found inside. A message in angrily scrawled into the paper. Now I'll get her. Wow, that's ominous. Red petals. Now I'll get her.
Traveling cases.
That's a lot of traveling
Empty.
cases.
All of them.
Huh.
A little tea set. Looks recently used.
One of the cups has tea in it.
What's in the other one?
Birdseed.
That's great.
A little bedtime reading.
Let's see. Romance novels, detective novels, and
Harlequin novels?
What?
this one appears to be both.
Nice.
Looks like nature invited itself in.
Honestly, that's awesome. Just like an open window with the tree. That's great.
Rude. Ever get the feeling you're being watched?
The mannequins don't have eyes, though.
That's not a comforting sentence.
Oh, this is so good. This is so good. All right, I have... What is that? Is that a hint button? I don't want a hint button. Strong... Oh, professor. Okay.
A picture frame.
With no picture.
Weird.
It's tidier than my desk. The notebook is untouched. It's completely blank.
So, even the most well-used notebooks start off blank.
Fair.
It's a chart of the solar system. Which planet are you from, Sally? It's too cloudy to see any stars right now.
It's also daytime.
Interesting. Just
Pretty.
like... Yeah.
A Spyglass to the Stars. Volumes 1 to 12.
They're in very good condition.
These are moving.
What is it?
It's clearly some kind of large device.
You're not wrong.
And an orrery of some sort.
You know, I've always wanted one of those.
A mechanical solar system? What would you do with it?
I would look at it.
So let's do so.
Wait a minute. Earth in the middle, sun on the outside. How old is this thing?
That's kind of old. Rotate the planet, sun, and moon around the middle. Ah. Interesting. My question is, what am I doing? I see we've got... Oh! I think I see exactly what we're looking for. These lines are denoting the patterns we need to see. So let's see, that would not be in the right spot, I don't think. I think it's here. This one. Oh, and then this one. No? Yeah, that's right, that's right. So basically each one of these is showing this one's wrong, because that, there we go, there. That was, I didn't even mean to do that. That worked out rather well in my favor.
No, that was it.
Nice work. Did you hear that? Something unlocked.
There's a little hatch underneath? What's in there?
A bunch of paper. Looks like somebody's research.
On bugs, the golden beetle. Named for its exoskeleton composed of a mineral approximately 90% identical to gold, has a lifespan of several years. It fends off predators with a loud hiss. Records of over 95 decibels and being completely undigestible. This mistid is a somewhat spurious representation for causing ill fortune for those who see it. Okay. And the professor.
Shh, listen. Do you hear them? The stars. They're whispering.
Ah.
So quiet, and yet so loud.
What are they whispering about? Are they spreading rumors about us?
I shouldn't think they concern themselves with such insignificance. We are but specks of dust, you and I.
Mm-hmm. Could this speck of dust start by telling me his name?
You find yourself standing in the astronomy tower of one Professor Percival Pointer.
Seems like this tower belongs to the Pointers, and the other one belongs to the Fellows.
Yes.
Well observed, my dear. Tangle Tower is something of a duality, as it happens. Meaningless boundaries, really. They exist only in our minds.
Yeah, that's fair.
Helpful.
Me? Not much to say. Strictly speaking, I'm the current head of the Pointer family. And of course, father to my precious Poppy.
And a professional astronomer?
Oh no, that's just a little hobby. I mean, yes, I've studied the stars for over 35 years, published 17 books.
Just a little hobby.
Just a little.
Sounds
hobby.
like you're quite well known. You must bring in a good amount of money.
Oh dear me, no. My field of research has never yielded any kind of stable financial return, nor would I expect it to. I am nothing but a humble interpreter for the cosmos, working to translate its message so that I may share it with the world.
Cool. Tell the cosmos I say hi.
The day began as any other, with blissful, unremarkable routine. I took my usual morning walk around the gardens. Fresh air does wonders for the mind.
Did you see anyone else?
Penelope and Fitz were in the greenhouse together. I didn't bother them, of course. I sat for a while besides the pond in the garden. It's a favorite spot of mine. Eventually, I returned to my tower and buried myself in my studies for the afternoon.
Did you use your telescope yesterday?
Once the stars began to appear, naturally.
When
For
the
how
stars
long?
began.
I can't say. I've been known to lose hours at my telescope.
Did you see anything?
No actual discoveries, if that's what you mean.
So you were all alone up in the astronomy tower. Must have been a while before you found out what had happened to Freya.
Quite. Normally, I would be the last to find out about such a thing. But a curious tug of fate led me towards the fellow tower later that evening.
Really? What would that be?
I was at my telescope for the majority of the evening, but at one point I returned to my desk to look something up in a reference book. I couldn't find the book I wanted, so I figured Fiona must have borrowed it. I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall. I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library. She looked impatient and slightly frustrated.
Same as ever then?
Quite. I passed her by and went upstairs to Fiona's room. The door was locked, but I could hear shouting coming from inside. I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter. I had no desire to invade their privacy by eavesdropping, so I waited for them to finish and come out into the hall. Before I could ask about the book, Poppy grabbed my hand and took me upstairs along with Fiona. It was apparent that both of them had already been crying about something. We went up to Flora's tower. Freya was laying on her back, right in the middle of the room. Flora and Fitz were already there. They both looked stoic as ever. Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did, and then Fiona went downstairs with Poppy for some reason. I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Why did you leave so quickly? Wasn't there anything you could have done to help?
Don't take this the wrong way, but the whole ordeal is fellow family business. I'm quite sure they don't need me getting in the way at a time like that.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. Huh?
That's all the statements.
Let's go over them all.
Yeah, let's go now. Where do we go to go over this? Oh, back to the boat? Okay.
It's a bird bath. Is that just rainwater? Looks a little
The
weird.
birds seem to like it.
They're even singing a little tune.
Hang on.
Toot, 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 toot.
Okay, that's something I'm gonna have to pay attention to for later.
Please don't do that.
Suspect
That's
statement.
all the statements collected. Let's run through them all to see if anything doesn't add up.
To see if anyone's been lying.
That too.
That too.
Fitz and I were up in the Moonlight Garden most of the afternoon. Then we heard this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds.
We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. So I made Fitz kick down the door.
Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back.
I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall.
But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs.
Oh, this is neat.
I vacated the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared.
I didn't know what to do. So I ran downstairs to get Fifi.
I heard someone heading down the stairs. Just outside my room.
Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me.
Eventually, she let me in.
I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library.
He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the fellow staircase. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me.
I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower.
I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry.
I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face.
I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter.
We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs.
I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path.
Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her.
Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too.
Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did.
A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya.
Then I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting.
She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes.
I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything.
An unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance.
Wait, an hour?
I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
Okay.
That's disappointing.
What is?
All the statements line up with each other.
They don't just line up. Some of them even seem to specifically confirm each other.
I mean, that's the point. That's what a statement is for.
That's all the statements collected. Let's run through them all to see
if anyone's been lying.
Okay, so we've done that. Okay. So now what? So, what is Hawkshaw here for? That's my question. Now they all have their statements.
314 cases.
Okay. Can I show this to them?
I admit, it's powerful. Freya was a talented young woman.
Someone even liked it enough to take a photo of it.
Now, we don't know why they took the photograph, do we? Perhaps they just wanted it for reference.
Interesting. So now we've got this stuff that we can start showing to people. Ah.
These people really are ridiculous, aren't they?
What do you think she would be interested in knowing about?
Conveniently left anonymous. It's useless until you can prove to whom it concerns. Can you do that?
No?
No.
No. Oh, it shows what we've shown her. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I want to go back and look at the painting myself here. Not the painting, the open letter. What was it again? The combination is drawn on the other sheet. Once you have it memorized, destroy it. I do not agree with your reasons. You will not find it down there. I do not... The combination is drawn on the other sheet. Hi, kitten. Come here. I got a kitty coming my way. Yeah, hi. I wonder if I'm going to be able to solve this by the time I have to wrap up. I've got another 45 minutes. But where? Okay. Let's see. Oh, can I literally?
Name, Freya Fellow.
Yes.
Age, 19. Profession, artist. Deceased. Understand this. Most people find me difficult. They exhibit a noticeable degree of discomfort when talking to me. There it is. Freya, who had a way of being an exception to any given rule, was not at all like this. She is very important, and I will not rest until I understand what has happened to her.
Did you spend a lot of time with Freya recently?
I will say this. In the past year, Freya became, 1, increasingly independent, and 2, increasingly isolated.
Do you know why?
I do not. If you are looking for a speculative, empathetic opinion, try asking Poppy instead.
The three of you are friends.
We are of a similar age, and all highly gifted. 1 scientist, 1 artist, and 1 musician.
Sounds like quite a team.
That's interesting. Okay, so this might be a good thing to start doing. Let's go to Poppy and talk to her about Freya. Oh.
Hard of head, but free of mind. Unimprisoned, unconfined. With starry eyes, she sees beyond. Behind our walls, beneath our pond. A soul untied. It's hers, it's free. Was then, is now, will ever be.
Interesting. Beyond the pond?
That's me. I'm on a list of murder suspects. Always thought that would be kinda cool, but it's just tedious.
Falls a little short, doesn't it?
Interesting. Okay.
Softly does the flower grow, all in time, and time is slow. Rest a seed within the earth, but do not rush its gentle birth. Hour by hour, day by day, tune your heart to nature's way.
Okay, so interesting. Okay. I'm gonna go talk to... I was gonna say bird lady. I know that's not right. The Poppy, is it? And I'm gonna show her the feathers.
There used to be all kinds of birds here at Tangle Tower. The most fascinating breeds,
Penny.
all totally unique.
Used to be? There are birds all over the place.
Most of them are rather ordinary, I'm afraid.
What happened to the non-ordinary ones?
That is a very good question.
Huh.
I must say the girls are awfully well behaved today. I think they know we're in the presence of company.
They belong to you? Why do you keep them in a cage?
They need a special diet, particular treatment. I let them out to fly occasionally, of course. But they're all one of a kind. I couldn't let anything happen to them.
One of a kind
Do
birds.
they have names?
Of course. Let me introduce you to Tabitha, Tamara, and Tatiana.
I've already forgotten all three of those names.
Which one is which?
Oh, that's simple. Tatiana is the oldest, Tabitha is the most patient, and Tamara has the best sense of rhythm.
Glad we cleared that up.
What about the one on your head?
On my head? He's just my hat. He doesn't have a name. Who would name their hat?
Oh, that's great.
Somebody taking an interest in extinct animals.
Extinct.
Oh, yes. The book is very old. Most of the birds in it are long gone.
Well, what about this bird, though? The ink dip.
This one, well, it was thought to be extinct for a long time. Then one was found here at Tangle Tower.
So it's not extinct.
You misunderstand. It was the last one. The very last.
Oh.
Okay.
Gaudy old thing, isn't it? Flora seems very fond of it. I've never understood why. But then I could say the same thing about her husband.
Heyo!
Maybe she knows something about beetles?
Not a fan of insects myself.
There we go.
Whose research is this?
We were hoping you might know.
No, can't say I... Freya, perhaps. I know she was always very fond of grubby little things like this.
Noted.
Okay. Oh, right.
Oh, did Fitz show you that?
Not exactly.
We found it hidden under his bed.
Ah, right.
Ah, that's it, huh? Interesting.
Hello. Who penned this juicy little number?
We don't know. It's not signed.
An anonymous letter? Classic clue.
Okay, I think... I don't want to show the secret diary to people, but... Well, the harp statue is still something I gotta sort out, don't I?
I'm sure I've read about this creature somewhere. Don't remember anything about him playing the harp, though. Yes, it's my... my flower.
You don't like it?
Your flower.
I'm no good at caring for plants. I forget to water them. Birds are much easier. They're a lot more vocal when they get thirsty.
Do you at least like the look of the flower?
The look?
The colors? The shape of it?
Between you and me, I think it's a little vulgar.
Interesting.
Oh, did Fitz
Oh,
show you that?
We found
Wrong one I clicked.
Haven't seen this one in a while. He lives in the music room, doesn't he?
Currently.
Huh, okay, let's go see... Who knows more about bugs? I was saying Freya, but Freya isn't talking. Maybe... That is just so creepy. Now this...
A little chart of... Actually, I have no idea what it's about.
That definitely looks like alchemy of some sort. Huh.
Kinda reminds me of a periodic table. Kinda reminds me of a periodic
Yeah. Okay.
What do you make of it?
Not a whole lot.
Heh. Okay, talk to me. Now, this.
This is yours, Fitz?
Yeah,
Do you use it?
I keep all my tools in the greenhouse.
That wasn't what she asked.
Interesting.
We found these up in the rooftop garden. Do you know how long they've been there?
No, could have been a long time. We don't ever really clear up the rooftop garden.
Why not?
Nature is unruly. In truth, it prefers to be left alone.
Yeah?
Those petals, they,
What?
they're red.
They're red. That seems suspect, didn't it?
A flower.
Yeah, it's a flower. We found it in Penny's room.
Okay.
Mean anything to you?
Why would it?
Come on.
I don't really go into Penny's room or anywhere in Pointer Tower. I just don't have a reason to.
You don't have a reason to. Hang on. I'm pretty sure you do.
Penelope is my fiancée.
Yeah.
Don't take this the wrong way, but Penny doesn't really strike me as your type.
She's not who she pretends to be. People think she's... well, they make assumptions.
And how's the relationship doing? Recently.
Good. It's good.
You're very interesting, Fitz.
I imagine you don't visit the astronomy tower too often, do you?
No, but I still see Pointer, sometimes. He's always curious about what I'm growing in the greenhouse. Asks me about the birds, too, and insects. He's pretty clued up on his evolutionary biology.
I didn't think there was much overlap between astronomy and biology.
She questioned me.
About what?
My work, the plants, bit of everything.
Did she search the greenhouse?
No, she didn't.
You sure? Maybe she did it when you weren't in there.
No, she hasn't touched it.
How can you tell?
Trust me, I can tell. She was always kind to me. She'd come into the greenhouse when I was working, sometimes by herself, sometimes with Poppy. I think they were just bored at first. Eventually, they started asking questions.
About what?
Poppy wanted to learn about flowers. Freya, she used to ask me about the insects.
Insects?
One of my jobs is to protect plants from things that might eat them. Freya brought me this little glass box, leaves and twigs inside. She'd say, put all the troublemakers in there. Every day I'd put a handful of beetles and other things in the box. Then she'd come along and take it away. I didn't really understand her, but she was always kind.
Huh. So she had the vivarium in her room.
I like Flora. I hope she's all right.
Do you think she had anything to do with the murder?
There's no way. She wouldn't willingly cause any additional suffering for anyone.
She wouldn't cause suffering.
Fifi doesn't like me.
What did you do?
I'm not sure. If you find out, maybe you can let me know.
Maybe I'll go find out then.
Have you met this guy, Fitz? Shifty eyes, doesn't say a lot. Totally suspicious, if you ask me.
That's me.
Yeah, it was a joke. I was joking.
Oh, I see.
Cute. Let's wrap this up with these.
Poppy and I are friends.
Oh, I can buy that. Dark clothes, blue hair, an average of 3 words per sentence. Oh, you're like 2 peas in a pod.
She's very kind, and she has an interest in plants. Unusual flowers, mostly. I've been teaching her.
Right.
Is something wrong? Felix is a contradiction. His loyalties are placed firmly within the realm of materialism, money, property. But his ego relies on an entirely fraudulent self-image, don't you think?
I was just about to say the same thing.
Okay, so...
I've seen beetles with brightly colored shells, metallic shells even. They're relatively common, especially around here. There's a difference between that and actual gold.
It can't be actual gold. Gold is just inside the earth or whatever. You can't make it. That's called alchemy. It was a whole thing.
Yep. Interesting. Okay. We're gonna go move over to... Go talk to Fifi again. Ask her about... Fitz.
Name, Fitzfellow. Age, 24. Profession, cryptobotanist. Likes soil, dislikes electric lights.
Hang on. Cryptobotanist?
Yeah.
I thought he was just a gardener.
That may well be his preferred label. Mine, however, is more accurate.
Do
Why?
you and Fitz not see eye to eye, Fifi?
We do not.
Well, I wouldn't have thought so. He's well over 6 foot and you've got to be just barely 5.
So what's your problem with him?
Exactly 1 week ago, I witnessed him sneaking up Pointer Tower. He was making every effort to avoid detection.
So?
He was also carrying a knife.
Wait, what? Interesting. Up Pointer Tower, though.
Name, Felix Fellow. Age, 53. Profession, none. Likes, collecting objects of negligible monetary value and assigning them personal value. Dislikes, the inescapable realities of human existence.
Ah.
Notes, Felix is my father and legal guardian.
And, Is he a good dad?
I have no point of comparison, but I would say no.
No? Why not?
You asked me a binary question. Do not get upset that I provided one of the two possible answers.
What makes him a bad father?
She's
Fifi?
good.
He has trouble expressing his emotions, and something of a willful detachment from reality.
Huh. Just like you, then.
Grimoire.
No, he is quite correct. Name, Fiona Fellow. Age,
Didn't have
19.
to look up a piece of paper this time.
Profession, amateur microbiologist. Likes, the meaningful archiving of information. Dislikes, the superfluous window dressing accompanying the majority of human contact. Notes, kindly disregard the polysyllabic form of my given forename and refer to me instead as Fifi.
How come you prefer Fifi?
How come you prefer Grimoire?
How are you related to the other fellows?
Fitz is my cousin. His father, a man named Flint, was my uncle.
Was?
O
I do not know
Canada,
if Flint
our
is alive
home
or
and
not.
native land,
He left Tangle
true
Tower a
patriot
long
love
time
in
ago.
all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Hi, Paolo. Good to see you. Can't get the voice to sing, unfortunately, but I'm surprised you got the entire song in there. Hope you're doing all right. Thank you for the redeem.
And what about Freya? How are you related to her?
We share exactly
Hope you're
one
doing well.
grandparent. Name, Penelope Pointer. Age, 27. Profession, ornithologist. Likes, birds. Dislikes, insects. Notes, Penelope is very beautiful. I have never had very much in common with her.
Huh. Interesting.
Name,
Okay, who's
Hawkshaw.
Hawkshaw?
Age, unknown. Profession, private detective. Likes, quote, being left alone. Dislikes, quote, being constantly badgered by a weirdo nerd with a clipboard. Name, Percival Pointer.
Let's run this side.
Age, 57. Profession, none.
I'm pretty sure he's an astronomer.
Oh, yes, of course. How uncharacteristically forgetful of me.
Huh. This is a game called Tangle Tower. I've been trying to solve a mystery where this person, Freya, was somehow has died, and the only real evidence we have right now is that there was blood on the knife of the painting she was making. But we don't know how she was killed, other than a stab wound, I think. But the knife is missing. It's Clue, yes.
Name, Flora Fellow. Age, 44. Profession, unknown.
Unknown.
Likes, unknown. Dislikes,
Unknown.
unknown.
Isn't she your mother? How do you not know anything?
I believe other people may have discovered methods of reaching her, but I have little capacity for interpreting nonverbal communication.
And how long has Flora been non-verbal?
She has always been quiet, willing to speak when necessary, but not more.
So what happened to make her stop talking entirely?
She suffered a great loss, something she has been unable to move beyond.
Suffered a great loss. Okay. Now,
This is interesting. Where did you find it?
In the astronomy tower.
And yet, it does not concern the field of astronomy.
Nope.
yeah.
In fact, you could even say that entomology is the exact opposite of astronomy.
Yeah. You could.
I would not say that, however.
Oh. You wouldn't?
No, it would be quite naive. To study science in any field is to study the connections between all matter in the universe, living or inanimate. The fruit here has a unique chemical makeup. It makes them completely pointless, unless you
Wait,
wish
what?
to cut it down and sell it as a precious stone.
It's not edible.
Depends.
On what?
On the structural integrity of your teeth.
And I believe this is her secret diary.
A book. My book.
Yeah.
And what's in it?
Pages.
I mean, technically, she's not wrong. It's her secret diary.
Do you know who was reading this book?
It belongs to my mother.
And she left it in the library?
No, my mother has not been in the library for some time.
Who is that
Wait,
in
what?
the photo?
I'm quite sure that I have no idea.
Interesting. That is an interesting statement.
Is she laughing?
Okay, she definitely doesn't seem... She's starting to make some reactions to Freya. Freya? Freya, yes.
This belongs to Poppy. In fact, she owns a number of cassette tapes.
What happened to it, though?
It has been left underwater for an extended period of time.
Right. But why?
I do not know why.
Okay.
Curious. Freya is normally highly skilled at capturing someone's likeness, but in this painting, she has accidentally made Flora look quite young.
I think she was just being kind.
Why is that kind? Anyway, I'm far more interested in what Flora is holding. I performed the test on the red paint myself.
Yeah.
I discovered that it was in fact not paint, but blood.
What made you want to test it in the first place?
It was Poppy. She told me she thought the painting looked like a bloody knife. I told her not to be ridiculous. My mother owns no such knife. But then I noticed that the color was slightly too dark, and the substance itself was overly viscous.
You noticed that just from looking at it once?
Of course.
If you know what the difference is between paint and blood, that's not that difficult.
Who is this her to whom the message refers?
Well, I don't know exactly.
Then how can I meaningfully evaluate this object? Next!
Fair.
It is a flower. It reminds me of something, but I cannot say what. An item from Poppy's childhood. Her earliest piano lessons hold some special significance for her.
Why's that?
No idea. She has never graced me with the details,
I
and
better
I am
talk
not
to
forthcoming
Poppy
enough
again.
to ask.
You two are friends, right?
We are, yes.
But
It is clear to me now that Poppy has become tired of my company.
is it anything to do
Oh.
with Freya?
Oh, no. The changes in Poppy's mood have nothing to do with Freya. Her concerns simply lie elsewhere.
Okay, I think I'm gonna leave this one and go to...
There's something about the report of Fitz going up Pointer Tower. Something suspicious.
Let's ask him about it.
later. Let's go to Poppy first. Then we go to... Oh, yeah, we gotta... Let's go ask someone. Alright. Now.
This is mine.
Really?
No, well, yes, it was. I gave it to Freya about a year ago.
What was on it?
Nothing. It was blank. Freya said she wanted to record something.
Really?
Any idea how it ended up underwater?
Maybe someone wanted to destroy it, but got really lazy.
Okay.
Don't you think that's weird? That the letter isn't addressed to anyone, or signed by anyone?
Someone's being deliberately secretive.
Or they're trying to manipulate you.
Interesting. Ah.
Yeah, it's mine.
Can you play the tune for us?
Sure. It's literally 8 notes. I have it memorized.
8 notes. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, it's mine.
What's so special about it?
I got it from my teacher. It's the first piece I ever learned.
How long have you been playing?
Since the day I turned 6. Family tradition. I was really excited to start learning. As soon as I got out of my first lesson, I told Freya and Fifi all about it. When I arrived at my second lesson the next day, Freya was there too. She hadn't asked permission, just showed up. For 2 whole years, the teacher taught us both.
Was Freya any good?
She would have been even better than me if she'd stuck with it. But one day, she just stopped coming to lessons.
Why?
That's just it. There was no reason. That's when I realized things were different for her.
That's interesting. Okay.
Never seen that one before. Was it in the greenhouse?
No. We found it in Penny's room.
Right.
That's interesting too.
Those petals.
What about them?
It's nothing. They're just unusual.
You mean like the red flowers that we have up in the moonlight?
That belongs to Flora, I think. When I first saw it, I thought it looked like Flora was holding a knife with blood on the tip.
You don't think that anymore?
No, it was a stupid thing to say. The room was dark. I was in shock. I'm just an idiot.
But it was blood on the tip. If you hadn't said anything, maybe Fifi wouldn't have checked.
Exactly. It's stupid.
But we would have missed out on an important clue.
Is it a clue? Really? Tell me how it's a clue. Tell me how it helps. Nothing about the knife makes any sense. It's just freaking everyone out. Wish I'd never said anything.
That's interesting. Okay.
Does this belong to you, Poppy?
Now that's not really my style, is it?
But who else would own a tape like this?
Literally anybody? I don't know what that is.
Weird, considering we found it hidden in your room.
Well, my room is full of junk. There's probably a bunch of stuff hidden in there. I don't mean like... Please stop talking to me. You get some weird insects around here, but I've never seen one like that.
I'm not sure anyone has.
Freya might have. She used to keep beetles in a box in her room.
Why?
For fun, obviously. Oh, you've been to the greenhouse? What did you think?
Impressive, I guess. But kind of unsettling, with Fitz lurking in the shadows the whole time.
Right.
Yeah, he does that.
I think that this is about as good as I'm going to get from now. Let's go. Actually,
what do you make of the statue?
I know that's the only harp in the whole of Tangle Tower. I've never actually seen a real one.
Maybe it's from before your time.
Oh, definitely. You see how old this statue is?
What about the symbols? One of them looks like piano keys.
Yeah?
Yeah. Weird.
Huh. I wonder what that's about. Okay. 2 things to do. I'm gonna go back to this place with the... I'm gonna flip the some switches here.
I'm still not sure about this thing.
Should we take another look?
Bell... What the hell is that? What the hell are these? Interesting. And then lips. Piano. Oh! Oh! Okay, so it looks like these are based on rooms or something. So the piano room... I wonder if I can find a symbol or something like that.
Let's come back later.
Okay. Even the game knows that I can't solve this puzzle yet. So, alright, let's move on to... We've got someone to talk to. We have a suspicion.
So, Fitz, I have a report that you were seen sneaking up Pointer Tower. Holding a knife.
That's not right. I don't go into Pointer Tower. I don't own a knife. And I don't sneak. Was it Fifi who told you this?
How did you know that?
A guess. She doesn't like me very much. But yeah, she was mistaken. Maybe she wasn't wearing her eye lens thing.
What do you think, Grimoire?
Fifi did see Fitz, but he was holding something else. I think that that's what we're looking at.
Fifi did see Fitz, but he was holding something else.
So, if it wasn't a knife, what was it?
I think it was the ornate trowel, because it looks like a knife.
What about this?
Ah, that.
Is it yours?
It was a gift. It's sentimental. I have no reason to take it up Pointer Tower. I don't use it at all.
Thinking. Is there a reason for Fitz to go up Pointer Tower with the trap? Huh. In Penny's room. I think so.
An ornate trowel is used by Fitz to look after a potted flower in Penny's room.
That flower.
Yes.
I've never seen it before.
What do you mean?
We need a clue to compare to that flower. Something that proves its connection to Fitz.
Clue to compare to that flower? Well, we have this one.
Let's take a closer look at these.
Is found. What's the connection between these two clues? Yeah, the pot and soil found in the garden. In Flora's room. I brought for lunch. Pot and soil in Penny's room matches the pot and soil found in Fitz's greenhouse.
The pot and soil in Penny's room matches the pot and soil found in Fitz's greenhouse. Let me guess. Penny's flower was originally a gift from you, Fitz. There's no way it's a coincidence.
No way what's a coincidence?
The flower. It looks exactly like Penny.
Wait, what?
It took me a long time to breed.
Oh!
I wanted the colors to be exactly right.
Oh my
That's so
god,
good.
that's really cool.
Turns out Penny isn't particularly interested in looking after plants. So I go into her room every now and again when she's not there. Water the flower, change the soil. Just trying to keep it alive.
Aww. That is so cool. Okay, so look. Do they show? Yeah, there's Penny with the big sweeping arms, right? And then look at the potted flower. Red hair, big sweeping arms. That is so cool. I would have never made that visual connection. That is so cool. Is she even wearing purple here? She's got purple here. That. Hi, Silas. How are you doing? And you know what? Look, all things considered, I started at like 7. So I don't blame you if you missed the notification. So. Aw, thank you for the subscription. Thank you. And of all the times for you to subscribe, I need to get going shortly, unfortunately. But no, I will keep going for a little bit longer. Let's see here. I just want to check something. Let's make sure that everything is good. Yeah, no notifications. Okay. So I am notifications. Oh, their path. There's just. Is there anything suspicious about? Okay, so that's interesting. We can see connections, their path through everything. Okay, okay. So we now know. Okay, so what we know now. Let's go see Penny up here. Because Fitz takes care of her flowers. Hi. Let's go talk about it.
Isn't he strapping?
He is big.
And so brooding.
Kind of
Person who likes
sulky, yeah.
birds, yeah.
I can never tell what's going on in that beautiful head of his.
It just sounds like you don't know him very well.
I don't remember asking for your input.
Okay, that was good. Okay, so we've shown her the flower.
That's rather strange now, isn't it?
We found it in your room.
Just lying around, was it?
Nope, you'd hidden it, but we found it.
We do that.
Who's the her in the message? And what's the deal with the petals?
It's really none of your business.
Something's up here.
I can't decide what's worse. How she looks here, or how she looks now.
Do you know who this is?
You must know who
in the
this
photo?
is. This must be Poppy.
Absolutely no idea.
Wait a minute, what are you talking about? Wait, she knows something.
I can't decide what's worse. How she looks here, or how she looks now.
Do you know who this is? In the photo?
Oh, absolutely no idea.
Interesting. Okay.
Ooh, a secret diary.
That's our guess, too.
Excellent.
We don't know who is it. Who it is.
Goodness me. Poppy really doesn't take care of her belongings, does she?
It wasn't in Poppy's room. It was in the little pond in the garden.
Exactly! Hardly the place for it.
You seem a little funny, Poppy. It's not Poppy. This is Penny.
How terrible.
You recognize it?
The color scheme. 3 different pinks. Obscene. I doubt Freya intended it, but the overall effect is a little unsettling. Don't you think? It's Flora that's the problem. She's an inescapably haunting presence, bless her. Ooh, delightful. More of a gemstone than a fruit, isn't it?
Yes.
Inedible, too, I think.
Yes. At one point I thought Fitz might be growing them to sell them. But honestly, I think he just likes the way they look.
Trying to run out of things to show to her.
Looks a little simple for Poppy, doesn't it? I thought she was a grade 12 or something.
I didn't know there were that many grades.
I'm sure they invented some new ones just for her.
I think Penny doesn't like Poppy. And they're in the same family.
I know a lot of people rather like this painting, but it's a little much for me. I find it overbearing. And for some reason, it makes me feel bad for Freya. I think she was more troubled than we knew.
Huh. Okay.
Poppy's gramophone. She's had it for a long time.
Yeah.
As a young child, she'd call it her mama phone, on account of it belonging to her mother.
That's cute.
Oh yes, adorable. Oh, that's rather sad.
I think.
Freya doesn't take very good care of her pains, does she? But then she was always rather bohemian. Had her own
Being dead is
priorities.
definitely a troublesome problem, isn't it?
Finally! I get to see a detective's case file.
Oh, this is
That's a
interesting.
very specific thing to be excited about.
Only last week I asked that miserable Hawkshaw woman if I could see her case notes.
Why?
I'm guessing she said no.
Would have been much more polite if she had just said no. Instead, she was quite rude to me. Accused me of being, what was it? A shallow sensationalist. You know, it's probably quite impressive. To a visitor, fresh eyes and all that.
Not to you.
Try living in it for 20 years. The sheen wears off. If it wasn't for my fits, I'd have little reason to stay.
What about inheritance? You're the next oldest pointer after your uncle, aren't you?
Well, thank you very much for phrasing it like that. But no, any money left in the Pointer family will pass down directly to Poppy.
Is that fair?
I couldn't care less, to be perfectly honest.
I think I... Oh, and the painted models.
A bit vain to carve wooden figurines of oneself, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken, that little red and white one is supposed to be a bird of some kind.
Yeah, chicken of some sort. Okay, and...
Lovely.
Definitely don't have a lot of things to think about. Okay. There's one person I think I need to go talk to. And that's Mrs. Say Nothing. So, let's see. Because now I can start showing some things to her. Maybe I can get some ideas of what might come of this.
Anything we should know? Any hobbies? Besides staring out the window?
Yeah, not staring at me. She lost something.
We met Felix, your husband. He's one of our suspects, and he seems pretty suspicious if you ask me. So, if you want to stick up for him, now's your chance.
Man,
Nice try.
just does not.
We spoke to your daughter, Fifi. She's some kind of super intelligent scientist. You must be proud of her.
Wow, no response. What is...
Do you and Fitz have anything to do with each other? Other than your initials? Were you close with Freya? How are you two related? Did you kill Freya?
Grimoire!
What? I don't even think she's listening.
Oh, she's listening. We spoke to Hawkshaw.
Yeah, who's Hawkshaw? Who?
I assume
What?
she didn't get anything out of you either. I bet that really ticked her off.
You know the guy in the other tower? Weird astronomy professor guy?
Can you see him from your window? Can he see you?
Man, I am not
What
going
do
to
you
get
know about
anything
Penny?
out of her, don't we?
I can't really imagine those two being friends, to be honest.
You never know. Do you and Poppy get along?
Nothing. Shocker. Grimoire, what could you possibly
Did
be
you
writing
write down?
down?
Oh no, I gave up making notes ages ago. Now I'm just doodling in the margins.
Okay, we gotta figure out what she's doing here. Nothing. It's probably gonna
Do
be
you
like...
know anything about this beetle?
Really? It's gonna be just staring. The
You
entire...
haven't seen this yet, have you?
It's a little model of you. Who were the other people next to you?
Wow.
What do you think of your husband's hobby?
Do you have any hobbies?
This is so strange.
Do you know anything about these birds? Or birds in general?
Won't even talk about some of these.
Flora, this is your egg? Why do you keep it locked?
Is there supposed to be something in there? Or is it always empty?
Nothing. Can't get a response out of her, out of any of this. I'm sure she'll talk at some point, but this is kind of nuts. Literally throwing everything
recognize any of
literally
these feathers?
at her.
Is this your gramophone?
Used to be.
Do you know why it's cracked? Did you ask Freya to paint this? Or was it her idea?
What is that you're holding in the painting, Flora? Some people have been saying it's a knife.
Nothing. Nothing at all. I've literally...
Have you seen this book before? Do you know who it belongs to?
I really thought she was going to say something there.
Yeah. But that's it. That's all I have. She's not going to talk. I guess I'm going to have to figure this out another way. So, where to next? Let me see this button. We should search the stone square. Did I miss a big clue somewhere in this?
A pointless little stone tower.
I don't know. Might be a good hiding place.
Want to play hide and seek?
I could be persuaded.
It
It's
looks...
a sea serpent.
Yeah.
Turned into stone by a wizard.
If you say so. What happened to its head?
Beheaded. By the same wizard.
Okay.
Is that a clock?
If it is, it's a clock with 4 faces.
I never looked at this before.
I'm guessing it doesn't tell the time.
Oh, it definitely tells the time.
So what does it do?
Rotate the hand dials until all 4 hands are in the correct position. Yeah, I don't know if you can read this, but do you see how that is? It's a 3 and a 9. This is probably a 12. Yep. And then that's a 6. That is correct. So this... Right. So I need to... I had it a second ago. Right? That's a 6 and a 12, and that's... But if I just spin this one, it's going to be just changing that one. I need to put... They're all related to each other, so... Wait, if I click this one to here, and then set that to 12, that's not quite right. That has to be there. Then that has to be... There. It is possible to beat this in 2 moves? Really? I can totally see it, considering that there's a couple of hands in here that literally change 3 of the faces.
No, that was it.
Nice work. What's in the box?
A little tool thing? Looks like a telescope, but I'm not actually sure what it is.
Small lens. Small brass tool with a curved glass lens. Has a screw on the face. Alright, so who do you work for, Hawkshaw?
Quite the stoic statue, isn't she? I can only dream of being as cold and indifferent as Flora Fellow.
You think she's hiding something?
Perhaps. She has some strange habits. I heard she barely sleeps, an hour here or there, sporadically. Spends the rest of her time staring up
Literally
at the sky.
move the only 2 outer ones? Really? Man, if I had paid attention.
Freya Fellow is of great interest to me. I perceived her to be the most intelligent individual here at Tangle Tower. Within a day, she had identified for whom I was working and for what I was searching.
Okay,
I didn't know how she did it. I was impressed. I regret that I did not question her more thoroughly when I had the opportunity.
You couldn't have known she was about to be killed, though.
I have only myself to blame for failing to perceive the signs.
What signs?
I do not wish to do your job for you, Detective. I'll say this. He's well suited to physical labor.
That's a nice way to put it.
Fitz spends most of his time alone in the greenhouse, but I heard he's been breeding experimental flowers in secret.
Whoa, scandal.
I just wonder if he's getting restless.
Restless.
Considerably intelligent, and her powers of observation are enviable, but she has no ambition, no focus.
In her defense, she's still a teenager.
Barely. I find her rather embarrassing, little more than a spoilt child.
Penny must be at least 25.
27. Just makes it worse. Poppy has remarkable musical talent. She could be famous, wealthy even, if she wanted to.
She'd probably have to leave Tangle Tower first.
Quite. Did you get anything useful out of him?
Not sure. What about you?
Nothing worth committing to paper.
I think he knows more than he lets on.
Probably. But talking with him is so tedious. Professor Pointer's a respectable astronomer. Keeps himself to himself. What?
We're just surprised.
That was the most polite you've been about anyone.
So, I'm just gonna see.
This belongs to you, Hawkshaw?
Correct.
And...
What does it do?
What is it?
It's my handheld microscope for up-close investigation work.
What do
Oh.
you magnify with it?
Trace particles, dust, oils, clothing fibers.
Have you used it here at Tangle Tower?
I have. I used it to examine the greenhouse only 2 days ago.
What were you looking for?
That is between myself and my client.
Wait. Fitz said that she was not in the greenhouse. Interesting.
Where did you find this?
Do you have any theories about where this might have been?
Or who might have had it?
I have several theories, but they are my theories, and I'm not going to share them.
Ah. You seem to have some thoughts.
A book from the library, one of hundreds, no doubt. What makes this one special?
It's about birds.
Yes, I see that. And you consider that important evidence, do you?
Well, we found something from it.
These figurines remind me of a case I once solved involving a possessed doll. Turned out to be a bit of a smokescreen, as these things often do.
Your life sounds fun. Grimoire, why don't we ever have fun adventures like that?
Are we not having a fun adventure right at this very moment?
I'd tell him not to quit his day job, but he hasn't got
That
one,
one.
has he? A diary. Have you read it?
Not yet. It's locked.
And you haven't attempted to force it open?
That would be cheating.
You got it open. I'm impressed. I managed it myself yesterday. I thought Flora might be hiding something in there.
It was empty yesterday, too.
It was. Perhaps it's always been empty. Paints?
Yep.
Paints.
Yep.
Mhm.
Ah. There's definitely something going
Is that a clue?
Dunno. It was important enough to be framed, though.
I framed my law degree. Doesn't make it a clue.
Same. Yeah.
One of 3 statues depicting the same creature. This one is wearing headphones. Perhaps they belong to someone who likes music.
They're not headphones. They're earmuffs. For blocking out sound.
Perhaps they belong to someone who doesn't like music. Do you also have a pile of leaves as a clue?
Oh, not yet. Did you see some suspicious leaves?
3 birds, 1 cage. What makes them worth keeping cooped up, I wonder? Would they not be happier flying free?
But then they might fly away from Tangle Tower entirely.
I wonder if they would.
Who's
Who's that?
Not sure. It doesn't really look like anyone we've met so far.
Hawks is
Strange.
the
3 birds, 1 cage. What makes them worth keeping? Would they not be happier?
But then they might fly
I
away.
wonder if they would.
man.
Some breed of amphibious humanoid.
I'm still trying to figure out this
Potentially
one.
bipedal. Although none of the
Hawkshaw's
statues show the
around.
creature's feet.
I guess we'll never know.
Where'd you dig that up?
It wasn't buried. It was underwater.
Someone trying to conceal evidence, perhaps? I believe that was in Flora's room yesterday, but it was not cracked when I saw it last.
Wait, what? It was not cracked. In Flora's room. In Flora's room? But it wasn't broken yesterday? That's... I may have to check that out with Flora. I'm gonna do that right now. That seems a little suspect. Wait, I've showed her this tape. I'm sure she didn't do anything with it. Yeah. She said nothing. So... I don't know. I don't know. Huh. I, unfortunately, do need to wrap up. I have many questions, but I have to get going because I gotta go pick up somebody. This is going to be an interesting puzzle to solve. I am really enjoying myself with this. Yeah, Panda, thank you so much for joining in, Panda. This has been... I have a feeling like I'm already probably... I am guessing halfway. I just need to know... I need to follow the trail. And thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. You stay safe as well. And we will see you... Hey, wait a second. Oh, okay. My follower goal was literally at 210. Now I've got my follower goal at 210. I should probably set that to like 250. Thank you so much for following. All right. So, that being said, I think I'm going to have to wrap up. But, yes, stay safe. Panda, Paolo, Silas, thank you very much for coming out. I hope you all have a great night. I will try to stream this. Actually, maybe tomorrow night might work. I'll keep playing because now I'm invested. I really want to figure out what's going on here. You all have a great night. We will see you soon, okay? Thank you so much. Bye.